Aye.
Time for action.
You board the ship bound for Nova Draconia, captained by veteran sea dog Vergon III. Your destination is Swordhaven. Gulls shriek and squawk overhead as the cabin? Don't be ridiculous. You're led below deck into a dark and cramped space where sailors take their rest in various hammocks, bunks, and cots. Brimming with rats and other annoyances, this will be your home until the end of a long, tedious journey. You slip stealthily into the captain's quarters. The table is cluttered with seafaring instruments and tonics to fight scurvy. A lewd painting of the Empress hangs above the four-poster bed, and a stuffed parrot perches atop his oilskin locker. A big map of the Nova Draconia. The ship is a large trade carrack, built for stability on heavy seas and big enough to carry a significant amount of cargo. Below decks, you find an open crate full of chains and shackles, of a type made for human beings. Though reluctant at first, the captain eventually admits that he has a contract to transport prisoners from the mainland to the Balta ore mines in Nova Draconia. However, he insists the ill-fated wretches This is a an adventurous bard from the faraway kingdom of Muir-Orm, Fiona de Quinlan, is planning to strike it big in Nova Draconia. You don't learn much about Nostra Urheim. She's reluctant to talk about herself, and enjoys hearing about others. Nicodemus Pinecone is a scholar from the land of Malvia. Since ancient times, the Malvian Peninsula has been the Empire's center. Gemahor the Eel is a traveling sellsword from the faraway Kufadian archipelago. Gregarious and jovial, his speech is... Gintar of Kuldinga is a knight from a landless noble family. He is deeply religious and often expresses his reverence for the divine. Xanfor claims to be a low-ranking imperial official, though he's well educated in subjects ranging from history to astronomy. The ship rocks gently as the ship draws ever closer to your destination. You sometimes listen to the sailors' stories when they're off watch. They share all kinds of amusing anecdotes, from the commonplace to stories so outlandish they could only come from seafaring folk. Yet, whenever they speak of the weird comets above the Gulf of Swordhaven, or of warlocks practicing their craft in western Nova Draconia, Xanfor's watching others is an experience in itself. The crew isn't happy about it. You hear the word. A few days later, the vessel finally enters the stormy sea. True to its name, the dark waves slam relentlessly against the stern, causing the vessel to roll in a nauseating rhythm. Many stories are shared in the relative comfort of the lower decks in the few days following. During one such gathering, a cabin boy, pale as death's maiden aunt. You are not alone. Several crewmen are rushing around on deck. The other passengers have also come up, some fearful, some amused by the capricious weather. Captain Vergon roars out, "You must be out of your blast!" You give your head a shake. As your vision returns, you see other passengers still covering their ears, while the crew races to furl a burning sail. A section of the mast lies on the deck. Just as if bewitched, you fall to your knees beside the dying man. Xanfor fixes you with eyes watery from pain, and you lean closer to hear him over the storm. "Take this, my friend." A bloody cough erupts from him as he produces something from his jacket. "Agnarat will pay you when..." Xanfor doesn't have time to finish. His eyes roll back in his head, and his final breath escapes. Still puzzled and disturbed by the urgency in the dying man's voice, you gingerly rise to your feet. The other passengers are all there, along with the captain, who surveys the destruction with an Captain Vergon shrugs off your objections, insisting that the ship won't make it to the capital in its current state, and the place where the thunderstorm ended as abruptly as it began. The sky once more blue.
Easy. Let's do it. No problem.